capable of playing.
Number 1 is Tony Franklin. He'll kick it off. And the deepest man for the Giants is a local hero, a youngster from New Jersey, Butch Woolfolk. And you can see his kick return average, almost 19 yards per kick. The tempo of this game is going to be set early. The last time these two teams met, in fact, the last couple of times they met, boy, there was some real cracking going on down the field. This kick is going to be returned by Woolfolk. He took it on the 3, fumbled it, picked it back up. He's to the 10, he's 15 to the 20, he's to the 25-yard line. He's still going across the 30-yard line. He's out to the 31 with a very good return. And frequently, Hank, whenever a fellow fumbles a kickoff, some funny things happen and good things frequently happen. And look at a little bad blood is displayed already downfield. To make the tackle is John Shira, a fine special teams player for the Eagles, along with Ray Ellis. Here's the offense for the Giants. Scott Bruner is the quarterback. The running backs are Rob Carpenter, Butch Woolfolk, Ernest Gray, John Mistler are the wide receivers. Tom Mullity, the tight end. Rich Humphrey has taken the center job with Vincent R. Turner and King on the offensive line with him. From their own 31. Carpenter came out near the 35-yard line. He got 3 yards. It's been a long time since the Giants have had a 1-2 punch like they have in the backfield now. Dennis Harrison, number 68, made the tackle for the Eagles. We'll check their defense. Harrison at left end. Ken Clark doing a very good job on the nose. Carl Hairston is the other defensive end. With Bunting, Robinson, LeMaster, and Wilkes, the linebackers. And the deep backs, they've been there for a long time. Young, Edwards, Logan, and Wilson. Second down and 7 from their own 34-yard line. Motion by Mistler. And Bruner with a pass. Good protection. And it is caught by Mistler. First down out to the 46-yard line. Mistler came cruising out of the backfield. Nobody picked him up.
Well, the other thing about Mistler, he doesn't have great speed, but he's got excellent hands. And here we see a picture of it. He goes in motion to the right side. And Bruner picks him out. It's very easy to find him. And he gives him a shot right at the numbers, and he picks up the necessary yardage for the first down, and a good start for the New York Giants.
They're out to their 46-yard line. Here's Carpenter. Ooh, what a good hit. A good hit was made up front by Bunting, the linebacker, and a gain of only 1.5 yards. We'll call it 2, 2nd and 8.
Bunting has not played nearly as well as he has played in the past, and I'm sure that they visited with him a little bit. He looks like he's playing much better on the first 2 or 3 series of the game, and we'll find out more about that as the game progresses.
These Giants went a long time. In fact, the Eagles won 12 in a row, and the Giants haven't won at home against Philadelphia since '72. 2nd and 8. Here's Bruner looking outside, and he overthrows Ernest Gray. It'll be 3rd and 8. Mistler and Gray are the wide receivers. There's Bruner. His pass completion percentage is 53. That's not too hot. Roynell Young was covering on the corner. 3rd and 7.
That was a play-action pass to the left side. They tried to throw the ball outside, thinking they'd get 1-for-1 coverage, but they didn't. Bunting came underneath and covered him very well. And, of course, the left cornerback, Roynell Young, number 43, was there to make the play had it ball been thrown properly.
Danny Pittman is in as the 3rd wide receiver. They're out of the double wing, the shotgun. No flags. Oh, look at the time. Look at the time. He's going to get a lot of yards right here. He got a first down. He's down into Philadelphia territory, down to the 41-yard line before he was tackled by Greg Brown, number 98. Bruner is not an excellent runner. In fact, those are the first yards that he has gained all year in 13 tries.
Yeah, look at all the time he's got in the split formation. He hangs back there. He looks right. He looks left. He looks up the middle, decides to run. Watch Hairston, 78, in hot pursuit, but he doesn't have enough quickness and speed to catch him. Not until after he made the necessary yardage for the first down.
And Greg Brown tackled him there. Is that the 41-yard line?
Look at all the room the corners are giving him on 1st and 10. There it is.
Oh, he threw a poor pass. He threw it behind the wide receiver, Butch Woolfolk, and that gives them an added dimension for the Giants. When you get a running back with hands as good as Woolfolk, and by the way, his coach yesterday said this kid really likes to play.
Yeah, he talked about his attitude, talking about Ray Perkins. Said he had a great attitude, along with his outstanding ability and skill as a runner, as a receiver, and he said also he's a fine blocker.
Now it's second down and 10. That play was there as Hank pointed it out for you, but Bruner was off target. Here comes Woolfolk in motion. Carpenter out in the flat, and he is there. He is sacked by the nose guard, Ken Clark. And that for the Giants is only the 7th time all season that their quarterback has been sacked. Clark, number 71, is filling in where Johnson was playing.
Here we see him go to the outside, and he comes in the crack between the back and the offensive lineman and puts a sack on Bruner. A great play, really, by Ken Clark, number 71.
As the result, third down and 17 from the 48 of the Eagles now. Missler to the right along with Pittman.
And Clark is 6'2", 255, Jack, and played his collegiate football at Syracuse.
Now they're going to a 4-man front. The Eagles do, with Blackmore, the extra defensive back. They back the and Bruner wisely covers the ball and is tagged down inside the 28. Well, that's the first time we've seen that this year in the shotgun, but it is not to be unexpected. And it was Rich Humphrey, the rookie, who threw it over his head.
Here's a good view of it from another angle. He went right over the top. And you don't think that ball was thrown high. Bruner is 6'5" and 200, and that ball was still sailing away over the top. Had no chance.
Jennings the punt to Wally Henry, and he is cut down at about the 42-yard line. Jennings, by the way, we haven't had a chance in Flowers was downfield to make the tackle. A very, very good special teams player. We haven't had a chance to talk about Dave Jennings and his punting. We'll do that later on. The ball is at the Eagle 41. No score, 11-19 left in the first quarter. Eagles ball their own 41. Jaworski with Montgomery and Harrington. Harold Carmichael and Ron Smith are the wide receivers. The tight end is John Spagnola. With Walters, Kinney, Morris, Baker, and Sizemore, a veteran offensive line up in front. The Polish rifle out of Youngstown State. He's in his 9th year. High formation with Montgomery. Watch how they tackle Montgomery when they tackle him. They really hit him. He got good yards, 4 yards out to the 45-yard line. They've accused the Giants of standing him up and then hitting him with the second man. Lawrence Taylor, the linebacker, made the tackle. We'll check the defense of the Giants. McGriff is in there at the moment against the run. Martin comes in against the pass with Bill Neal and Phil Tabor up front. And the linebackers are Van Pelt, Kelly, Carson, and Taylor. Perhaps the best inside linebacker and the best outside linebacker in football. Of Haynes, Jackson, Courier, and Reese, the defense. 2 tight ends. Eagle Stab is in there, the Philadelphia rookie, number 84. Magnola goes in motion. There goes Montgomery. Short of a first down by a couple of yards. Tackled at his own 49-yard line. The linebacker, along with Curtis McGriff, Brad Van Pelt was in on the tackle, and Harry Carson was also there.
You know, one thing going into the game, the Philadelphia Eagles have averaged 23 runs and 38 passes. That's a bad ratio for them. They want to run first and throw second, and they're going to try to do a better job of that in this game. And if they do, they're going to be a lot more successful than they've been in the previous 5 games. Another thing, when you play against Taylor, you've got to play with left formation to keep the tight end on the left side to occupy their dominant player, Lawrence Taylor.
Bagnall in motion. It's 3rd and 2 and a pass play. He swings it out on a screen to Montgomery. No first down. It is short by about a yard. Mark Haynes came up on the corner. Number 36 made the tackle. We asked his coach yesterday, who's your best defensive back? And he said Mark Haynes. He didn't even take a breath.
No, he really didn't. And that was a great illustration. Now, here's a good illustration of why the play didn't work. He goes in motion to the right side, and he was a little deliberate. He started to throw the ball. You got to throw that ball quickly. He didn't throw it quickly, but Brad Van Pelt, number 10, came in there in great shape, as did Mark Haynes. Had no chance whatsoever to make the play go.
A punt to Leon Bright. He's back out to the 28 or 29-yard line, and a flag has been thrown. The tackle made by the linebacker, Zach Valentine, downfield for the Eagles, and we'll check the play. It seems to me, Hank, as the Giants line up in a procedure call against Philadelphia, I think the Giants may just take the play. Fred Silva is the referee. If the Giants decline the penalty, they'll have the ball at their own 27.
I don't think there's any chance that they will not decline the penalty, Jack. They want the ball.
It is a procedure call against the Eagles declined, and the punt goes to the 28. We have 9:21 left in the first quarter and no score. The Giants have the ball for the second. The Giants, Ray Perkins. The Giants can't afford to lose this one either. Here's a first down pass play. Number 28, right over the middle, and it is caught for pretty good yards. Coming out to get it, the tight end Tom Mulledy. All down by Jerry Robinson, number 56, and playing the inside linebacker these days for the Eagles.
Yeah, they like Robinson on the inside. Here again, they got no pass rush whatsoever that time. A lot of bumping going on inside, but all legal. But they like Tom Mulledy. Came into the game with 15 catches. They like him very much. He doesn't have great speed, as I mentioned earlier, but he's got terrific hands.
They got 5 yards, and it is second down and 5 from the 33. Tailback Woolfolk gets the first down. Randy Logan stopped him. But last week, the Cardinals just went crazy with their running game. Stumped Mitchell in fact gained 145 yards against these Eagles.
Here's a good angle from behind the offensive line. And watch the blocking up front. Good job of blocking and great job of running against the grain over pursuit. And Woolfolk does a good job of running away from the over-pursuing lineman and makes a nice gain on the play. First and 10.
The one draft choice out of Michigan. The ball at the 39-yard line.
Look at how much room they have on the outside guys, especially on the right, throwing on first and 10, Jack.
And Woolfolk is on the outside. The pass is caught by Mulledy. Another snappy 5 yards. Look, I had a quarterback say to me, Hank, a good quarterback and a good tight end can complete a pass on every play. And he told me he wasn't exaggerating.
Well, I think that is an exaggeration, Jack. I think he can throw a lot of passes to the tight end. I think he's a neglected receiver. But I know what your point is, and it's well taken.
Second down and 5. With the wide receiver Perkins out, they've been using Woolfolk as a wide receiver. I'm sure it's a problem that the Eagles going to have to deal with. In the eye, second and 5, and the tailback. Woolfolk. Another first down in this field. He's tough. I think the ball to the 48 of the Eagles with Bernard Wilson tackling him. You see that little look in his eye. He likes to play.
Watch the good hold on the left side. Brad Benson, Billiard, and Humphrey. Watch the good takeoff by the offensive lineman. Watch it. They take a good shot, and the offensive center, 59, Humphrey, really does a great job on Ken Clark, number 71.
Humphrey took the job away from Ernie Hughes. And Humphrey's only a rookie out of Colorado, talking about their center, number 59. Well, let's see if they throw the tight end again on first down. The pass play. The right sideline, and it is incomplete. Coming back for the ball was John Mistler, number 85. Ronell Young was harassing him there along the sideline. Second and 10. First down passes seem to be the order of the day for New York.
Well, I think it's justified. As I mentioned earlier, the defensive backs of the Eagles play very deep, and for that reason, you want to throw in front of or inside of or outside of. Hard to get behind them, especially Ronell Young, but you can't throw in front of them. That time they made a play-action fake to the left side. It took an awful lot of time for that ball to go from one side of the field to the other, and Young reacted very well.
Mitzler and Gray are to the right side. Second down. Long for Mitzler, wide open. No, can't get there. He was wide open. I'm just happy that the pass was incomplete, Hank. You know why? I want to watch that shotgun formation and the snap from center again.
Yeah, a lot of excitement on that play. If that ball keeps going over the top of the quarterback, as I mentioned, he's 6'5", and you have to throw it very, very high to get it over his head.
Mistler really whipped his man.
Yeah, Herman Edwards that time, but it was a double coverage, and he went inside and outside and licked him to the outside, but the ball was thrown very, very poorly. You know, the defensive line of the Philadelphia Eagles is big and is strong, but it does not look like it is very quick or agile. It looks very, very big and heavy.
Watch this snap from Humphrey. Let's see if it's a good one. It's third and 10 at the 48 of Philadelphia. Nice going, Rich. And downfield, Woolfolk. No. Don't recall, the receiver and the quarterback were on the same wavelength, but Bruner is not really sharp with his passing, is he?
No, he hasn't been, but the thing that time, he had to escape a bullet that time because they had a lot of pressure on him. He jumped up into the pocket so he could deliver the football and threw it over the top. And if you're going to make a mistake as a quarterback, make sure you throw it too long and not too short. When it's too short, it's usually intercepted.
The extra back, Von Mansfield, the rookie out of Wisconsin, was right with him. Here's Jennings, and he has averaged 46, almost 47 yards per kick. Handles the snap. He can really thump it. And this is a dandy. Wally Henry says, no thanks. It could be down, and it is inside the 5. Pretty cool work by Flowers. Nice going by the deep man. And look at Jennings. He did. Well, he got a good bounce. It was a tremendous punt down to the Philadelphia 1-yard line. They've got 99 yards to go. 6 minutes, 21 seconds remaining in the first quarter. No score. Look at Jennings. He's beside himself over there. From the 1-yard line. Here's a give to Harrington. He only got one. And look at that giant hitting. Led by Harry Carson and Curtis McGriff. That Carson, number 53, we told you, may be one of the best inside linebackers in football.
I'm going to tell you something, Jack. He's as good on the inside as Taylor is on the outside, and that's a fact. He is an outstanding inside linebacker.
Trying to come away from their own goal line, the Eagles used the 2 tight ends, John Spagnuolo and Tito Cab. Cab is a rookie out of Penn State.
And they got a double tight end offense, and we might see a play-action pass here, try to get him out of this quicksand.
Montgomery sliding, going down. He got only about a yard. These Giants aren't working at it. Brad Van Pelt, Curtis McGriff was there. Beasley Reese.
Watch the defense respond. Look at him take off. Look at Neal, number 77. McGriff, number 76. Number 28 comes in the picture to help out on the play. Beasley Reese. But they're around the football. Look at all the blue shirts. They're really doing a great job of reacting and responding to what they see.
They look like the Atlanta team tackling, don't they?
A little bit, yes.
They're down and 7.
I'd try to pump one up here and get the ball working on Terry Catchett if I could.
Stay on the ground and nothing doing. Terry Harrington didn't get it, and they better get a good kick from Monitor. Twice the Giants have stopped the Eagles on 3rd down. Bill Neal led that charge. Brian Kelly, the inside linebacker there. And the Giants could get good field position. Runiger is punting.
He's averaged 40.1 a punt all year long. He's a good one.
And back to get it is Leon Bright. Everybody knows his name.
I guarantee you we're going to see him signal for a fair catch here sometime soon, Jack.
That's what his coach said yesterday. He said he better signal for a fair catch when it's called for. Eagles made a good snap from center. And it is good by Slater. And Bright takes it back at his 48. To the 45 of Philadelphia, 40, 35, 30. And the Thunder brings him down at the 20-yard, 19-yard line.
Max Runiger made the tackle and a touchdown-saving tackle because he was going all the way and giving the scorekeeper a little business on that one.
Leon Bright adds to his punt average. Previously, it had been 5 yards per punt return. Let him go on a stiff arm, and Runiger just held on and brought him down at the 19.
And the great thing about the return was he was very decisive. He knew exactly where he was going to go. He took off for the goal line and made a beautiful run.
Now the Giants are the first to knock on the touchdown door. Carpenter and Woolfolk. First down pass again. It's open. And a fine defensive play as the ball was batted down by Herman Edwards on the corner, number 46. He just got there and stuck his hand in as Ernest Gray was trying to catch it. Really good.
Really a great job by Herman Edwards, number 46. Watch it. He's got a good cushion, meaning he's off the receiver by quite a margin, but by the time the ball gets there, he comes in and makes the play. And the reason he was able to get there in time, Ernest Gray was the receiver. A play action fake first, which takes a lot of time. Had he gone right back into the pocket, he'd have completed the pass, Jack.
Second down and 10. Missler goes in motion. Ball at the Eagle 19. Here is the delay. And it was well handled by Clark, the nose guard on Woolfolk out of the I formation, and Reggie Wilkes was also there.
Take advantage of the way the defensive backs play. That's their philosophy. They've done a great job. But you just have to go back into the pocket on a three-step drop and get the ball to the outside receivers before the defensive backs can react. And I assure you, they'll complete passes just like they did on the very first or second play of the game.
Woolfolk's hometown, by the way, is just up the highway here in New Jersey. 6 defensive backs are in there. Ron Mansfield and Richard Blackmore. Third down and 10. Woolfolk in motion. Another fine defensive play on the corner. Another fine defensive play. This one by the rookie out of Wisconsin, Mansfield.
They went to double zone that time, and he thought it was single. Double zone, and Mansfield did a great job of anticipating, waiting in his area until the ball was thrown. He should have had that interception.
Mansfield, as we mentioned before, out of Wisconsin in the extra pack. Well, there's a field goal try by Danilo. So a ball will be held at the 27. It'll be a 37-yard attempt. And he is 5 out of 12. He's got it. 37 yards, and the Giants are first to score. Well, after Jennings pinned him way back at their one on a punt, after the Eagles failed to move it, and after the good punt return by Leon's right, 3 points for the Giants on the 37-yard field goal by Joe Danilo. He's feeling better. 3:10 left in the first quarter. Hank Stram, you talked with Joe Danilo yesterday.
Yeah, you know, all he wanted to talk about, he wanted to talk about Jan Stenerud. He was a great fan of Jan when he was a kid and loved Jan, and couldn't have a better guy to stimulate his kicking.
Wally Henry is deep, along with Mel Hoover. Fred Silva says, let her rip. Leading 3-0, the Giants kick it off. We may see some sparks here with Henry from the 6. 10, 15, 20. Whoa, big. These guys are really coming after him, and downfield that time was the linebacker, Mike Whittington. The Eagles had good field position one time, and they lost it. We have 3:02 left in the first quarter. Wonder why the Eagles have been such a slow starting team. Can you ever explain that?
No, it's hard to tell. It really is. Watch the hit. Whittington, look at the hit he makes on Henry this time. Watch it. Here it comes. Pow! Boy, what a shot.
From their own 23-yard line. They're going to have to loosen them up, perhaps throw on first down. Whoa, what a good pass! And the tight end probably won't get into the end zone, but he is down inside the 25-yard line. Spagnola runs to the 20 before Beasley Reese caught up to him. You knew that Spagnola didn't have the speed to get in, but he sure broke open.
Yeah, that kind of a receiver, you want to make it's a play-action fake. They were in a strong side zone. Look at the way it held Carson, and he ran right down the middle, and the safety man was out of position. He goes for a big gain of balls on a 21. First down, a great play by Spagnola. And the big thing is, he knew he wasn't going all the way, but he protected the ball. He knew he was going to get a shot from the backside.
He ran with it like a fullback, didn't he?
He did.
57-yard pickup. 2 tight ends in there. Cab and Spagnola from the 21-yard line. And look at that as he rolls. He gets plenty of room. And he throws, and it is caught in the end zone for a touchdown. On the deflection.
Right down on the play, though, Jack.
Flag has been thrown, and he might have been past the line of scrimmage when he threw it to Ron Smith. Beasley Reese tapped it up in the air. Smith caught it. The flag is down. It's coming back, and I'm pretty certain he was past the line of scrimmage.
And McGriff was in hot pursuit that time. Didn't quite have enough speed to catch him.
Tell us about it, Fred.
Illegal pass beyond the line of scrimmage. Lost it down. Second down.
Loss of down, second down.
Take McGriff out. He's great on first down and running down.
The line of scrimmage was the 21, and we'll try to point out the line marker as he rolls downfield.
There you see McGriff. He makes a good fake and stays on the outside.
Yeah, he was way inside the 20-yard line when he threw it. So they mark her from the spot of the foul, and it's 2nd and 13. Marker to the right along with Smith. Oh, he drove that ball, and it's incomplete. Reese tried to get it in the end zone. Another deflection. It'll be 3rd down. They lost it down on the illegal forward pass. He tried to get it out to Vito Cab. Lawrence Taylor was covering downfield.
You know, you have that kind of a ball. If you're going to throw it that hard, especially, Jack, you have to throw it at the numbers. You can't take a chance of throwing it above the shoulder pads or above the head, because if you don't catch it, the tipping drill goes into effect, and it usually winds up being an interception. That ball was thrown too hard and too high.
They told us Jaworski had a heck of a week of practice.
Yeah, they said he was really in the groove, and Dick Vermeer was ecstatic about the way he performed all week long.
Mike Quick, the rookie, is the additional wide receiver. Louis Giamona is in the backfield.
Look for something in the middle, the way the coverage is, Jack. The double covering the outside people, something inside to a back might be there.
And there's in Carmichael, touchdown! Despite the double coverage, Carmichael got behind him, and Jaworski was on target with 1:50 left in the quarter. And that was a 24-yard touchdown pass. Terry Jackson and Bill Currier were trying to cover, but didn't.
And they had plenty of time from the shotgun that time. They had double coverage on the outside all the time in the world. And in spite of that, he still got behind him. Carmichael, that is, made the touchdown catch. And they go ahead 6-3. Incidentally, last year, Carmichael only caught 5 balls in the 3 games he played against the New York Giants. He's off to a good start in this one.
Tony Franklin trying it, and a whistle sounds. A procedure call against the Eagles. Will have to kick from a little further back. Franklin, an extra points, has missed a couple this year. They're going to mark off the yardage.
Offense, number 75. Ball start.
Ball is held by Shira. Tony Franklin will attempt to make it 7-3. That's a couple this year. Not this one. And the Eagles have a 4-point lead with 1:50 left in the first quarter. Now that touchdown was set up on the long pass to Spagnola, which went down to the 21, and the touchdown pass to Carmichael. 77 yards, minute and 20 seconds. 7-3 Eagles, they have been a slow starting team.
But coming into the game, Carmichael came in with 24 catches, Jack, which is not bad.
Woolfolk is back to get the kick from Tony Franklin. 1:50 left in the first quarter. Woolfolk really relaxed. He took it on the 2-yard line. He stood at 20. And a very, very fine tackle was made by Richard Blackmore, who was ordinarily the 5th back for the Eagles. He met him head up. He didn't give any ground, did he?
Good tackling position. Used the shoulder pads well.
Giamona was also in on the hit. Goes off injured. We'll see what happens to him.
Oh, look at the hit. Watch him. Now watch. He gets back up. In spite of that good hit, look at, he gets back up and is involved in making the tackle. That's the kind of effort you have to have, and that's why he's still in this football team.
On the 29-yard line. Look at that Woolfolk work. He might have gotten a first down. In fact, I think he did. With 1:31 left in the first quarter. It is a first down on the run by Woolfolk. Came out from the 29, out across the 35-yard line. Cornell Young tackled it.
Look at the good look from this angle, and we see the guard pulling Billy Ard, and Woolfolk going through the seam in good shape, fighting for extra yardage. Good lean on that time, Jack. Good lean, came out the other end of the pile.
He's on a wing. Carpenter hasn't carried the ball off, and there he goes this trip. Oh. He's not very fast. He's a workhorse sort of back. And the Eagles caught up to him. Carl Hairston tackled him, and there's Giamona being tended to. Is he double tough to get hit like this, then get back up, and then get in on the tackle?
And we talked about him yesterday with Dick Vermeil, and he said he's a great effort guy, and he dances every dance, and that's why, as I mentioned earlier, he's on this football team on the special team.
Ball is at the 40 as Carpenter got one.
That was a counter play by Carpenter, and he runs straight ahead, a lot better than he runs east and west.
2nd and 9 for Bruner. Oh, that man escaped. Gray has the first down. He's down to the 45-yard line. He escaped from custody, didn't he?
He escaped from the bench, it looked like. He looked like he ran off the bench that time. Nobody saw him, nobody around him. He was wide open.
And Reggie Wilkes, the linebacker, Jerry Robinson finally caught up to him at the Philadelphia 45.
Watch Gray come off the line of scrimmage. Ronell Young is playing short. He looks to the inside. They got double cover, but he stops on the outside. Nobody around him whatsoever. He makes an inside move and gets extra yardage on the play, but a beautiful play by Ernie Gray, number 83.
And that's the last play of the first quarter. When we resume, the Giants will have a first down at the Philadelphia 45-yard line. One quarter, Hank Stram and Jack Buck with you from Giants Stadium. 7-3 the score. The Eagles on top. First down, New York at the Philadelphia 45.
In talking to Ray Perkins and Ron Ayers yesterday, the offensive coordinator, they both said the big concern they had was being able to block those big defensive linemen of the Eagles. If they could do that, they felt they could move the football, and they felt they had to throw the ball on 1st and 10. Here's another 1st and 10 pass.
There's Eddings, the flyer, down the sideline, and he has it, 1st and goal. They had just put him in there, the rookie from California, Floyd Eddings. Roynell Young thrown. He came back and caught it.
Those are the kind of usually good ones. Now watch him take off the line of scrimmage. Eddie's had 2 knee operations in college. Look at Roynell Young going with him. The ball is short. He comes back to make the catch. He's got 4.3 speed, Jack, and he's got 4.3 hands. A lot of times the guy with 4.3 speed has 5 flat hands, but he's got the perfect combination.
I wonder if the Eagles knew very much about him. He hasn't played very much.
They'll know about him now.
A rookie out of California sets up a 1st and goal at the Eagle 5-yard line. This is where Carpenter gets those tough yards. And a pass play by Bruner. And he threw that one away. There was very heavy coverage and very tough coverage in the end zone by Roynell Young.
The play-action pass, and Mulledy, number 81, was wide open in the end zone. That's why the fans are booing. They saw him, but they've got a better seat than Bruner. And it's a lot easier to see from up here than it is on the ground.
You're going to make all those quarterbacks who are at home getting ready to play tomorrow angry about talking about the man that was open. But as you say, we can see it. He can't.
Watch play action fake. Look at this. Look at 81 Mulledy. Oh, he finally was picked up on the inside by number 55, Velasquez. But he was open there momentarily.
There goes Woolfolk trying for the end zone, but he doesn't get there. He's to the 4 in the 3rd and goal. Reggie Wilkes tackled him. Hank, this is not a second guess. I know you like that pass play down in there better than I do. 1st and goal, and I like when you have a back like Carpenter punch it out.
Well, they're looking, it's a feast or famine thing. You can't second guess. You've got to decide what you want to do. In this area, the play action fake is usually very good. He had guys open. The ball was just thrown poorly. But a play action fake already puts a lot of pressure on the defense. And the next thing you have to do, of course, is execute the pass. They didn't do it. And that's why it looked like a bad call. But it was, I think, a good call.
Well, Bruner is only 5 out of 12 for 76 yards. And it's 3rd and goal from the 4. Less than fast 5 extra. Eddings comes back in as a wide receiver. Woolfolk goes in motion. Bruner trying for the touchdown pass. He got it. He got it to Woolfolk. I told you he could catch the ball and do a little bit of everything.
Made it look easy. Hit him in the flat on a very high percentage pass. Number 45 was trying to cover him on the play. Mansfield left it. Mansfield is trying to cover him way too late. Woolfolk makes the catch. Touchdown, the New York Giants. Here's another look. Here we see Scott Bruner full of happiness on the play.
Full of happiness.
Happiness is in the air. Throws the ball outside. Good catch. Mansfield is in hot pursuit. No dice.
He's a little late. 13-15 left in the half. Extra point is good by Danilo. We expected a low-scoring, slug-it-out sort of game here today, but that's the way it is with 13-15 left in the half. The Giants have regained the lead. Butch Woolfolk is being visited by his teammates. He gets the glad hand for his accomplishments. He's done a lot here in the early going. 13-15 left in the half. Brent Musburger and Herb Cross will join us at halftime. There's their last scoring drive. 7 plays, 71 yards, 3 minutes, 35 seconds.
We were in Detroit the other day, and all the people in Michigan were very happy about the way Woolfolk is playing. Played his collegiate football at the University of Michigan, 6'1", 207, and has great speed.
Mel Hoover is deep along with Wally Henry. You've seen them on your screen. By the way, Herb Cross is going to talk it over with Phil Sims, regular quarterback who's injured. That'll be at halftime. Wally Henry from the 10. 30, up to about the 28. Neither one of these teams has really done a great job of returning kicks. This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League. It is intended for the private use of our audience. A rebroadcast or the use of this telecast without the express written consent of the New York Giants and the National Football League is prohibited. Larry Heater was the tackler downfield on the kickoff at the Philadelphia 28.
Bill Parcells, the defensive coordinator of the Giants, we talked to him yesterday, and he said his team is just starting to gel defensively. They're really coming on strong, and it really kind of looks like they are. They're doing a good job.
First down for the Eagles. Harrington in the backfield.
They double cover the outside receivers. That's why he was changing the play. And in spite of that, he threw into double coverage.
Try to get it to Montgomery. Montgomery and Woolfolk are a little bit alike with regard to their versatility.
You're right. They like to use him as a flanker, but that time they double covered Montgomery that time. It's a very low percentage pass, and I'm surprised that he tried to throw the ball between the short back and the deep back, and you have to be a magician. Double covered with Jackson, number 24, and Beasley Reese, number 28.
Second and 10 from the 28.
With that kind of coverage, Jack, you got to get the ball to the back or the tight end.
Ben Spagnola's on the left side. Drops it off, and Spagnola has it. And gets first down yardage. He knew where he had to go. Put his head down, ran like a fullback. Tackled by Harry Carson. Spagnola's a handful at 240 pounds. Byron Hunt was also there, number 57.
Here again, they double cover the outside receivers. The back has to be open, or the tight end. There he is. He's wide open coming across the middle. John Spagnola, who doesn't have great speed, but he's got excellent hands. Covers the ball up well. First down for the Eagles. That's the kind of thing they have to do against a double coverage.
Ball is at the Philadelphia 39. In the setback. Lawrence Taylor made him go outside, and then there was very good forcing by Terry Jackson off the corner.
It's tough to go outside of Taylor, and you have to use a tight end on his side. A tight end on his side. Watch Taylor with a tight end on his side. Spagnola, watch him. Now he's trying to take him any way he can take him. Tries to take him from the inside out and knock him right into the hole. He reacted to the runner. But you have to run inside of Taylor with much more efficiency than you would ever go outside.
It's a strange looking play. They faked the pitch outside and then gave it to him outside.
Yeah, the runner did a poor job of running that time. He should have run inside.
Spagnola goes in motion on 2nd and 8. The blitz is on. The blitz works as they sack Jaworski back at the 33-yard line. Led by Bill Neal. He's the one that broke loose when the blitz came.
6'4", played his collegiate football in Pittsburgh. He's a good one. He got good pressure. Watch Bill Neal, number 77, on the nose of the center. Look, a little loop. He gets around the center and gets in there on Jaworski. Gets his hand on the ball. Almost made it flop out of there. He got good pressure on the quarterback.
We saw Jaworski slip also, and that prevented him from getting out of there. It's 3rd down and 17 back at the 33. Out of the shotgun with Guy Morris the center. Good yards the Eagles do. Montgomery had it thrown behind him incomplete. He wouldn't have gotten the first down anyhow, even if he had caught it. So it's time for the Eagles to punt.
The Eagles really, they get away from their personality when they have to throw. They're much more effective and much more efficient when they're able to run the ball well, throw play-action passes, and use the pocket passes sparingly. They have to play catch-up football or try to throw. They're not nearly as efficient.
Rudiger, well, you see it coming up. This is 3rd of the day, and there's Leon Bright. Bright said, I'd like to get on the kicking team one time and go down and nail somebody myself.
Well, he's going to better put that hand up or he's going to get nailed again. He's got hit for 4 times. He's going for 5. It's another signal for the first.
Oh, he almost blocked it. There's no penalty. And Bright took it on the 32-yard line. Look at him go! Big return to the 39-yard line. Listen to this crowd.
Boy, there was holding on the play that time, and the official did not see it. Watch play number 45. Played in Canadian football where they don't use the fair catch. He hasn't signaled for one yet. Look at the decision he makes. He saw a gap, took advantage of it, took off for the goal line, and made a beautiful run. Talking about Leon Bright, number 45.
Rudiger made another tackle. Following the game. Well, the Giants have a 10-7 lead. 10:41 left in the half. And the fake to the tailback, the first down pass. Look, wide open. Eddings caught another one. The rookie, Floyd Eddings, caught another one. And he's down to the 15. Bernard Wilson couldn't stay with him. This guy can run. We asked his coach yesterday, how fast is he? He said, I've never seen anybody run as fast.
Play action pass, and he was in the slot on the left side. He just took off. All he needed was a starting block. He got off without anybody touching him at all. Came across the middle, was wide open, talking about Floyd Eddings. Visit with him. He felt good about his team. If they can control the front three of the Philadelphia Eagles, so far they're doing a good job of just that.
You saw him signaling in the play. Coming up at halftime, Brent Musburger talks live with Walt Michaels, the coach of the Jets. They won their big game last week against Detroit. And as we mentioned, Herb Cross with Phil Simms on the sideline. We'll take a look at a couple of matchups that will take place tomorrow. Second down and 11. Did a good job of staying in the pocket, and he gets Ernest Gray for a touchdown. Spooner was really cool.
And I tell you, it was man-for-man coverage. Both receivers, Woolfolk in a flat was wide open. Gray on a quick slant was wide open. Watch Gray come off the line of scrimmage. Look at all the room he's got. Watch him. He goes right down and Young breaks to the inside. The ball is thrown right on the money. Big cushion there by Ronell Young. Touchdown, New York Giants.
Hank, you know what this is going to do? It's going to make the Eagles do what they don't want to do. Throw, throw, throw. They're not that kind of team, are they?
No, they're really not. They do not look very as efficient when they have to play catch-up football. And that's what they've been doing.
Danilo really got it up high, and he got it through, and it's 17-7. The Giants were slight favorites in this game, and they're pouring it out. We have 9:15 left in the half. Well, these fans came prepared, didn't they? It all starts tomorrow on CBS. The NFL today at 12:30 Eastern Time. And look at those games. Some very attractive games. Tampa Bay playing at the Jets. The Jets are a high-flying team. The Redskins of St. Louis in a key game. Detroit trying to bounce back against the rolling Green Bay club. Chicago at Seattle or New Orleans. And Atlanta and New Orleans may be headed for the first time ever in the playoffs.
Yeah, they've got a good chance. They're playing very well defensively. The big thing is how well they're going to play against the forward pass. That's where they've had trouble in the past, and they'll get a good test tomorrow with the Atlanta Falcons.
Last scoring drive, 3 plays, 34 yards, a minute and 26 seconds. The punt return by Leon Bright set it up. A 16-yard touchdown pass to Ernest Gray.
You know, I say one thing, the Eagles, they cannot abandon what they felt they had to do going into the game. They got a lot of time. They just can't throw. If they continue to do that, they're really going to get blown out of the shot.
Well, let's see who handles this line drive. And it is picked up. They let it go out of bounds. And they'll have to kick from the 30-yard line. Well, the Giants don't miss Perkins today, do they, with Eddings coming onto the scene?
And talking to Perkins yesterday, he talked about this young receiver, Eddings. He said that he's not drafted because he had 2 bad knees, played with a brace, and everybody was a little frightened because he couldn't play. He brought him in and said, listen, we'll give you an opportunity, but if you're going to play here, you have to come into New York and work under our program with our people, our off-season, under our supervision. We'll go halfway with you. If you want to do that, it will give you a chance to be a football player. He's abandoned the brace. He does not play with it now, and the rest is history. He's off to a great start. Number 88, Floyd Eddings, played his collegiate football at the University of California and has 4.3 speed.
They gave him about $80, $90 a day. He had to pay his own expenses, stay in town, work out, get ready, and it's paying off. Well, that's great. A success story. 9:10 left in the half as the kick from Danilo will come from the 30. So either Henry or Mel Hoover will return it.
But the Eagles, again, they have to depend on Carmichael and they have to depend on Montgomery to get them back in the football game. Let's see what approach they choose to take.
And it was Wilkes, the linebacker, plucked that one out of the air and came out across the 35. He came out to the 36-yard line, and he was tackled by Pete Shaw, a fine special teams player, number 44. Well, that was 61 rather than 51, with Mark Slater. Out to the 37. Walt Michaels, the coach of the Jets, will be on live at halftime with Herb. He's Brent.
And Walt's got a lot of heat in the past, like all coaches, like all of us, but I tell you, he's done a great job with those New York Jets.
All of the Eagles 37. They're trailing 17-7. Across to Montgomery. Waited nicely for his blocks and got a few yards. He got about 3. And they did a good job of waiting. Bill Courier came up and met him, number 29.
And again, it's much better, Jack, to run at Taylor, number 56, than it is to run away from him because he's so quick and so fast. He pursued in the film that we saw from his right side on a pitch to the opposite side and made a tackle on the other side of the field for a 1-yard loss. Amazing.
Ball is now at the 41 of Philadelphia, 2nd and 6. Michael is in the slot left. Jaworski, how did he get away? It's Harrington. Harrington gets the first down. And the ball. Did he hang on to it?
Yeah, he's got it.
Yeah, the Eagles got it back. He was stretching out trying to get additional yards and almost lost it. Kelly made the hit. Montgomery got the ball.
Make that kind of a play really takes a lot of time in practice and rehearsal, Jack, to get hit, to have it bounce in the air, and then make the catch like he did.
Yeah.
Here we go again. Back in the pocket. He dodged a bullet, threw it to the left to Harrington. Watch this. Runs to the inside with the ball in the wrong arm, pops out of there, and Montgomery makes the catch.
Here comes Montgomery. Great defensive play by Mark Haynes on the corner, number 36. These Giants are flying all over the place on defense.
Yeah, they're great reaction. Those linebackers, I'll tell you, Taylor gets an awful lot of recognition, but Brad Van Pelt, Kelly, Carson, and Taylor, and especially Carson. Carson inside is really a terrific player, and Brian Kelly is consistent, steady, dependable, always in the right place at the right time, very bright. He too is an outstanding inside linebacker.
This is a big crowd. By the way, tickets were hard to come by for this game. Even the no-shows are here today.
The way they're chasing, they better run a reverse or some kind of misdirection play to slow down that rush.
Second down, 2nd and 10. Oh, intercepted by New York. Back the other way, Jackson down the sideline. And he is out of bounds. At the 25 of Philadelphia. Montgomery bumped him out. Jackson with his 2nd interception of the year.
That time, normally he throws the ball like a frozen rope, like it's on a trolley line. That time he hung it up there, and Jackson had plenty of time to come in and make the interception. Watch Spagnola comes off the line of scrimmage. Number 88, watch Jackson. Watch the ball's up in the air too long. He had plenty of time to make the interception. Great anticipation on the part of Terry Jackson, number 24. He scampers down the sideline and finally tackled there by Montgomery. But a big play by the Giants.
And the ball is at the Eagle 25. Giants may make this a rout. And look at that. Look at that. With Carl Hairston tracking the quarterback, Bruner, who probably didn't know it hit him, but he must have known something was going to happen. He stood there so long.
Yeah, you get hit, you get hit like that by a guy that's as big as Hairston, who is 6'3", 260. You know that you got a shot.
You know what I say about that? Better Bruner than me.
Yeah, that's right.
We have 6:27 left in the half.
Here we see it again. There you see it. A great shot from the defensive end. There's
Mitchell comes in defensively for the Eagles.
Look at all the room on the right side. Both guys have got a lot of coverage.
Oh, the ball was dropped. The ball was dropped by Mulledy, the tight end, as they try to get some of that 17 yards back. Jerry Robinson covering. Mullidy's number 81. We can talk a little bit about Jerry Robinson, who's moved inside now defensively. There's Ray Perkins. He's calling the plays. It's 3rd and 17. How about Robinson playing inside? It's quite a change.
Well, I talked to him yesterday at the hotel. He likes it. He loves it. Now, before, people should realize, and a lot of football fans know, that he played the right linebacker position. Now he's in the middle inside, and it's hard to run away from. He's where the action is, and he likes it very, very much.
There he is, number 56. We have 6:08 left in the half. 2 extra backs are in there for the Eagles. 3rd and 17.
No rush.
High to Gray, caught it. And let's see what kind of forward progress. He's short of a first down. It'll be a 4th down play. He's short about a half a yard. Oh, they don't like where they're marking the ball. But that's the right spot. The ball came down right there, and his knee was on the ground. Roynell Young. Let's help the official mark the ball. It's 4th and 1.
Here we see him again back and look at the big thing is no rush. He's got all the time in the world, throws the ball inside, and Gray really does a great job of making a high catch and comes down with it. They mark the ball. It looked like he was on the line, really, Jack. It looked like they brought it back farther than they could have.
It's 4th and 1, and they're going for it. Carpenter goes deep, and the ball goes over to the Eagles. The He was forced back, and Richard Blackmore, number 27, came up and forced it. Maybe that play will turn the Eagles on.
The defense really does a great job. The defensive right side. Hairston, watch this now. But again, we mentioned earlier, they do not. Carpenter does not run the ball well outside. Look at the great job by number 27, Blackmore. He's running to his left with the ball in the right arm. He's handcuffed. There's no chance in the world for him to do a good job on the play.
So after the pass interception by Terry Jackson, the Giants come away empty-handed, but still lead. That's your local listening. Let's see if the Eagles get turned on. They're at their 21. And first down, they do stay on the ground, and they get some yards. With Curtis McGriff making the hit on the fullback, Perry Harrington. As you say, Hank, they just can't open up and just start spraying the ball around.
No, they can't give up the plan. They have to stay with what they do best, and that is to get the ball to Carmichael, to get the ball to Montgomery. They've got plenty of time in this game, and the fact that they were able to stop him on a fourth down play might be an inspiration for this team, and they might get some smart and get back into this contest.
Morris the center with Kenny and Baker the guards. Sizemore and Walters are the tackles.
Here they got double cover the outside guys. If they throw the ball, they have to throw the ball to tight end or go on the back draw.
They stay on the ground to Harrington. It's going to be third down and about 3 with Phil Tabor, number 80, making that tackle. The young man from Lackawanna, New York, out of Youngstown State. Ball is at the 28, third and 3. Aaron Hunt comes in. George Martin comes in to rush the pass.
And Hunt is a great-looking young linebacker, played his collegiate football at SMU.
And you and I both like him, the linebacker. They're blitzing the linebacker Taylor from the left side. The pass is caught by Giamona for a first down. Well, there's the little fellow we saw wrecked up earlier, and he came back in. Courier tackled him, but Giamona caught that clutch third down throw, first down.
And then really in that kind of a situation, they'd like to throw the ball to Campfield. That time they threw it to Giamona, number 33. Came into the end of the game with 4 catches, but he's tough, steady, and dependable, and used to play for the New York Jets.
Who calls the plays for the Eagles?
Dick Vermeil. And the head coach of the New York Giants, Perkins, he calls the plays for their team. Both head coaches are very involved in the coaching process of the respective team. Most coaches let the coordinators call the plays, but they call them themselves.
Ball from the 34, a first down. 3:10 left in the half, clock running.
They got to throw the ball more on first down.
They're doing it now. And long downfield for Smith, and it is incomplete. And Smith did a good job of making certain, even though he didn't catch it, that the ball was not intercepted. Mark Haynes was there. He's tough to beat.
Here it is way down the field. Haynes is covering, looking at the quarterback. They're in a zone defense, double cover, no chance in the world. If you're going to throw the ball deep to anybody with double coverage, you got to throw it to Carmichael because he's 6'8" and he can outleap somebody. Mark Haynes, number 36, did a good job of covering on the play, but he had help. It was double coverage, and he threw it in spite of that. How's
Jaworski doing in the passing department?
Well, he's 6 for 11, 109 yards, 1 TD, 1 interception.
2:59 left in the half. Second down and 10. To show the blitz, it's a straight 4-man rush. And a flag goes down. Looks like a holding call. You might as well get out of bounds, Ron. They couldn't quite do that. Lawrence Taylor caught up to the play. Brett Soda's the referee. What was it, Brett?
Number 56 is such a dominant player. You really have to block him all the time or else he's going to create a lot of problems.
We saw Taylor yesterday out here at practice. He was standing along the bench at the sideline. He threw a football through the uprights, traveled about 7 down and 20.
Really, the difference in the game so far, Jack, is the fact that Giants have had such good field position and the Eagles haven't had it at all.
Sizemore, by the way, was holding Hunt, the fellow we were talking about earlier, number 57. He's the closest to you in the blue uniform. He's racing in after the quarterback. Pass to Harrington. And he is short of a first down. We're going to have about 3rd and 3. The tackle made by Brian Kelly. Jaworski took what they gave him.
Cab, and again, hate to belabor the point, but with that coverage, you're going to have to throw the ball to the back or to the tight end. And he did a good job of running that time. Talking about Perry Harrington, came into the game with 8 catches, number 35.
3rd and 2.5. We'll call it 3rd and 2. 2 tight ends, Spagnola and Vito Cab are in there. And Montgomery is the step back, Spagnola on the wing and in motion. 3rd and 2, big play. Oh, and this is called a fumble, and it's recovered by the Eagles, and Lawrence Taylor, he came in there like a flash, and before Jaworski could even crank up, he knocked the ball out of his hand, and Montgomery came back. He ran right by Montgomery, and then Jaworski got the ball back.
Montgomery was on the right side. He had a long way to go to block him, and they didn't have anybody on him that time. And that's what happens if you don't cover, keep somebody on top of him. He gets a free shot. Watch him. Look at Taylor. He gets a free shot. Boy, he's murdered because he's got such great speed and quickness.
We were told yesterday, Hank, that a back cannot block him.
Well, no, not a small back. You're going to have a back there the size of a guard or a tackle to block him because he weighs 245.
Well, it's time for the Eagles to punt here at the 2-minute warning. Giants leading 17-7. Well, Max Runager is the Giants.
Then he's have a tight end or a wing back or somebody on Taylor to make him stay at home. When he's on a split inside with nobody in front of him, he is murder, and that's what happened on the last play.
Expect the approach of the Giants. Eddings goes in motion, and there goes Woolfolk. He wrestled down by Dennis Harrison and others. And the Giants want the Giant fans want their team to start throwing the ball.
They want them to pump it up.
Harrison was the first one there, number 78.
And they like that as long as you complete the pass. If you don't complete the pass, then they want you to run.
A 1-yard pickup by Butch Woolfolk, and Bruner goes to the sideline to talk it over with his coach. Well, Brent Musburger's spraying his throat right now. He's going to talk it over live with Walt Michaels, the head coach of the New York Jets. And Herb Cross is here at Giants Stadium. Phil Simms will be his guest along the sideline. We're going to take a look at some of the games coming up tomorrow here on CBS. Woolfolk has carried 7 times, 22 yards, caught 1 pass, and the pass was good for a touchdown. What's the matter with the Eagle defense, Hank?
I tell you, looking at them, the defensive line, Jack, just looking at them quickly, they're big and they're strong, but it doesn't look like they're reacting very well. They don't look like they have a lot of quickness. And if you can handle that front 3, then of course the rest is going to be easy. As I mentioned, Perkins said going into the game if they could control the front 3, they could move the ball, and that's exactly what they have done very successfully so far.
With the center Humphrey, the guards Turner and Ard, tackles King and Benson. It's 2nd down and 9 from the 32. This timeout was charged to the Eagles, by the way. They have 2 left. The Giants have 3. The 25-yard line by Dennis Harrison. What a load he is. 6'8", 275 pounds.
Watch Harrison, number 68.
We're just bragging about the offensive line of the Giants.
Watch this. Number 68. Here's the shot. We'll see Dennis Harrison, number 68, coming from the left side. There you see him.
Turner, the guard, let him get by. And now it is 3rd down and 18 and out of the shotgun. 6 defensive backs for the Eagles. Mansfield and Blackmore check in.
Defensive backs.
Inside handoff to Woolfolk. Ooh, a big hit and no first down. Time for the Giants to punt. Bernard Wilson came up and showed you how to tackle, number 22. Now we have less than a minute remaining, and neither club is anxious to stop the clock, and now somebody does. Timeout is called by the Eagles, and they wasted quite a bit of time.
Yeah, they had 3 timeouts. Now they have 2.
And Jennings goes to the sideline and says, "How far do you want me to kick it, Coach?" 55 seconds left in the half. 17-7, the Giants leading. Dave Jennings. And it's St. Lawrence. He's leading the National Football Conference in punting. And his longest thus far this year, 73 yards.
He's a classic kicker. And a great kid along with him.
His coach told us he'll have be kicking when he's 50 years old.
Well, he keeps the fans from kicking. That's for sure.
55 seconds left in the half. The scoring thus far in the game, a 37-yard field goal by Dinello. Pass to Harold Carmichael, good for 23 yards. Then the pass to Butch Woolfolk for 5 yards. And then a 16-yard pass to Ernest Gray. There's Wally Henry back to get the kick from Jennings. He might make it snow again if he gets the ball up to the rim of the stadium. No, not too hot this time. And it's taken by Henry, and he is out of bounds. Shy, well, right at the 35-yard line, and the Eagles have one timeout left in 45 seconds. Joe McLaughlin, the linebacker, was downfield. Jennings didn't like that punt very well. So they'll depend on their defense, the Giants will, to hang on to the 17-7 lead before the end of the half. Brought to you by the National Football League. Eagles are at their 35. 45 seconds left. Shotgun. And Mike Quick is their third wide receiver, along with Smith and Carmichael. Four-man rush by the Giants. To the sideline and a diving catch. That's good. Out to the 47-yard line by Quick. He's the rookie out of North Carolina State, and we were told he's going to play a lot today. They like him.
They do, and they think that finally he's at a stage where he realizes he is the bona fide number one draft choice. Here he comes off the line of scrimmage and breaks to the outside. Haynes isn't trying to cover. Playing zone defense, breaks in front, makes the catch. First down, the Eagles.
40 seconds left in the half. We've seen these Eagles move the ball downfield in these closing moments of the half or of a game. A low snap. Jaworski handled it. Throws. That's open. Carmichael has it. And he is good for about 5 yards on the play. Bumped out by Beasley Reese. Clock stopped. 33 seconds left in the half. Harold Carmichael's in his 13th year now out of Southern. Lawrence Taylor whacked him out of bounds.
Playing zone and a lot of room on that side. And there you see Carmichael, number 17. He's anchored near the sideline. They say, we're going to give you that and make the tackle. Take some more time. And that's exactly what happens on the play. But that's the second reception by Carmichael, first of which was a touchdown pass. 17-7, the Giants lead. The Eagles would like to get at least 3 out of this drive in the closing minute. Second down and 3. If they're patient, they can get the ball down the field. Whoop.
The receiver fell down, and Quick was slanting inside. The ball thrown behind him with Mark Haynes, number 36, in the area. And it'll be third down and 3 from the 47. Jaworski had a great percentage, 59% completions. There's Haynes, the best defensive back of the Giants. And to the sideline, Jaworski takes a look at his coach, Dick Vermeil. Remember now, the Eagles have won 1 and lost 4, and if they lose today, some people think they're going to get in the playoffs with a record of 4 and 5, but I'd hate to bank on that.
I still think there's a chance that somebody will be in the playoffs with a 4 and 5 record. I really do, Jack.
They're down in 3. What a terrible time for that to happen. Lawrence Taylor got through there again, and man's all over the place, number 56. What a terrible time for that to happen for the Eagles with 23 seconds left in the half.
But that's a bad matchup, Jack. You got Giamona, number 33, trying to block Taylor.
Can he do it?
He didn't. He didn't, and he never will. It's a bad mismatch, and there's no chance whatsoever for that little fella, number 33, to block Taylor, who is about 245, and Giamona is about 180.
He needs a bear trap.
Or a gun.
23 seconds left in the half, fourth down. And Leon Bright's going to get a chance to return another kick from Max Roniger. And the Eagles are a little too close to their own territory to try anything cute.
One thing that we have to mention also, that Taylor normally is on the right side. That time he was on the left side, Jack.
Can you do that?
You sure can.
23 seconds left in the half. The Giants have 2 timeouts left. They called one here to reserve the remaining 23 seconds. Halftime, Brent Musburger with Walt Michaels. That should be an interesting visit. Walt should be feeling great about his team's record of 4-1. They're tied for the lead in the AFC.
And talking to Walt, we were with him a couple of weeks ago when they played Green Bay. He talked about his plan with regard to his players after the strike, and I thought that he made a lot of sense and he handled his squad extremely well. And as a result, they responded in a winning way.
Max Roniger. Let's see the Giants. Didn't look like they're coming after him.
Yeah, they're going to go after him. play with his right.
Here's a line drive kick by Runiger and another return by Price from the 19, 20, 25, 30, 35. Boy, he's still going. Now flag goes down, and we probably have a clip. For an illegal block, John Shira was the tackler for the Eagles with 12 seconds left in the half.
You know, one thing, Runiger is a fine kicker. He's got a 40-point average coming into the game, but he's kicking the ball too low. He's got to get the ball up in the air so his team has a chance to cover the kicks. They're getting out there so fast that they lick the coverage, and they have no chance whatsoever to stop right before he gets upfield.
Penalty against the Giants coming up. No, the Giants aren't in real good shape. They're trying to get to the 500 mark this afternoon. They have a record of 2-3. They sure would put another nail in the coffin of the Eagles if they hand Philadelphia their 5th loss of the year. The ball's put down at the 17 of the Giants.
On the run back, number 36, Blue, blocking, below the waist, first down.
Blocking below the waist. Now with only 12 seconds remaining, I imagine the Giants will just be content to take their 10-point lead into the locker room. They stay on the ground to Carpenter, a sure-handed back. And now nobody is going to stop the clock.
That's the kind of running Carpenter does best. Point him in the middle, let him run the daylight, and he does that very well. He doesn't run east and west very well.
You mean he's good at running out the clock, right?
Exactly right.
And he did it that time. Well, after the first 30 minutes of football, the hometown fans are enjoying the proceedings, and the Philadelphia fans have got to be very apprehensive. We have Dennis Harrison, by the way, injured on the last play. He's still on the field, stretched out. Dennis Harrison, the defensive end for the Eagles, is still stretched out. It looked like an innocent-looking play, but we'll check his well-being as we continue. Well, that's the end of the first half with the score. The Giants 17 and the Eagles. Canelo kicks the field goal. A couple of extra points. First half, some of his kickoffs have not been with authority. Here. That's a good one. High in the air, should be good coverage, and deep into the end zone, Henry says, no. Well, that surprised me, Hank. Didn't you? He was only about 2 yards deep.
Yeah, normally the rule of thumb is that you have to line up about 3 yards deep, and if you catch it right at that mark, you run it out. If it goes beyond the 3-yard mark, then of course you're down in the end zone. I'm surprised, as you say, especially being down in the game like they are. They have to try for any kind of a big play possible. It looked like he could have made some yardage on the return.
And the kickoff return is something that can give you a lift and a spark. Ball at the 20-yard line. In Montgomery. Jaworski, look out! Back again. Brad Van Pelt got through there and took him down. What's going on here?
Well, they had a strong side zone, meaning they had double cover the outside receiver and the strong linebacker, number 10. Brad Van Pelt gets a piece of the tight end and then blitzes on the play. He is not blocked in the backfield by Harrington, and for that reason, he comes around the outside, puts the scrape on him, and tries to get the ball loose, but in the process makes the tackle. A good play by number 10, Brad Van Pelt. Played his collegiate football at Michigan State and a 10-year pro.
He's a pretty good baseball player, too. It is second down and 13, a loss of 3 on that sack. They'll be putting their ears back now. 4-man rush. And long down the middle, Carmichael, and he held on for a first down beyond the 40-yard line. What a big target he is. And a fine pass, and a flag is down, and maybe they roughed the passer. Now it's holding against the Eagles. That's murder.
It's tough. When things go bad, it's amazing how they continue to go bad, and you self-destroy. That's what happened on that play. A beautiful executed play to Carmichael, but there's a holding penalty on the play.
Instead of being out at their 48-yard line, they're going to get half the distance. Mark Hayes was trying to cover Carmichael. Red Silva, the referee, is going to sort things out. Don't tell me that Kelly's going to decline the penalty.
That's all we need.
Well, it'd be just like an just like an Irishman to do that, wouldn't it? 14-12 left in the third quarter. Those 4 linebackers are very good at the Giants. Right?
Oh, they are. They're terrific. And the four that we talked about consistently, Van Pelt, Kelly, Carson, and Taylor are good.
Holding defense, number 76.
That's
Second
Jerry
down.
Sizemore, the right tackle.
That's the second time he's been holding in this game.
That's what?
Watch
76.
Sizemore, the right tackle, number 76. There you see him. And Martin is coming inside, and he's got him in the vise. That's exactly what he's doing. He's holding him on the point.
Second down and long and very few yards. The Giants will be very happy to give him those yards with Montgomery tackled by Martin and Neal. Jaworski is hand in his pockets and looking over to get the signal. He doesn't look like he's very up today, does he? We have some action tomorrow for you. New Orleans against Atlanta. And New Orleans defense will be thoroughly tested. You'll see the game on CBS in some areas of the country.
As you say, they'll only need a cherry picker to get the balls out of the air tomorrow with the way Atlanta throws the ball.
The ball may never touch the ground. The Falcons have it. Bad snap. And he just avoided the safety. Gets a good block. He throws on the run and threw it into the seat. What the heck is going on here?
Boy, what a great block. It looked like it could have been a safety.
Taylor is limping as he was really chopped down by Ron Baker, the guard, number 63.
Baker really watched the beautiful block to Baker. Look at number 63, the right guard. Now he sees Jaworski scramble to the right side.
Martin just missed him.
So watch Baker. Watch. We don't see it. You see in the corner of the picture. But he made a beautiful, beautiful block, or else Jaworski might have been sacked in the end zone.
Now there's a punt by Runniger. The Giants will get great field position. The Giants coming after him. And then on the line of scrimmage.
I wouldn't think so. I don't think they take a chance of roughing and kicking.
No, they're very passive, although one guy got rather close, and the kick to Bright. No fair catch. Cooking on the 40-yard line. Looked like a clip there. That was a clip. Flags come down. Flags come down all over the place.
Flowers, number 37, looks like he clipped on the play.
Mike Curcio was the tackler for the Eagles. Now yardage marked off against the Giants, but they have the ball in a 10-point lead. 17-7 the score. I ain't gonna want to pick on Jaworski. I said he didn't look like he was really jazzed up here, and then that low snap went through his legs. He just looked like he was very passive about the whole thing. It was against Flowers of the Giants for the illegal contact. Timeout is called. 13-11 left in the third quarter. Giants have the lead by the score of 17-7. Philadelphia defense has better put their club back at the New York 38. The Giants have the ball for the first time here in the second half. Ray goes in motion. Comes out to the 40-yard line and stretches out to the 41. Well, that was Carpenter. Carl Hairston. They haven't used Carpenter very much, but in a spot like this, Hank, they may try to sustain a drive on the ground and get rid of some of the time.
Yeah, but that's like pulling Taffy trying to get him to run sideways, Jack. I keep talking about that. He runs very well straight ahead. That was a counter play, and he didn't get there quite quick enough, and he doesn't do that nearly as well as he runs straight ahead.
He got 2 yards. Long for the rookie again, and he gets it. He's inside the 15-yard line. Lloyd Eddings is a star today. Bernard Wilson couldn't. I kind of thought I saw Eddings get one little shove off when he took off on the final leg of the pattern.
I think he ran by him so fast he didn't have a chance to shove off, Jack. But really, he was in a slot formation. And the key again, there's no pass rush. Look at all the time he's got. He stands in the pocket, steps up and throws deep downfield to Eddings. He makes the catch over the shoulder. The ball is thrown beautifully right over the top. Eddings makes a good catch. And another big first down and good field position again for the New York Giants at about the plus 13.
Lloyd Eddings. He is out of California. Got free. 112 yards. Look at all that time in the wide open running room, and now this is ruled a fumble, and the Eagles get it. The Eagles get it. It was ruled a fumble, and Franklin Master
side, coming from behind. He makes the tackle, Dennis Harrison.
And LeMaster picked it up and came out to the Philadelphia 32.
Boy, you talk about dodging a bullet. The last time they had the ball in the 25 and they didn't go in. This time they have a good field position. Again, they don't go in. If the Eagles aren't inspired here pretty soon, they never will be.
Yeah, they've had chances to get back into this game. They've simply been blowing the opportunities. Montgomery ran into the arms of Lawrence Taylor. Glad to see that Taylor wasn't injured earlier when we saw him limping off. Harry Carson was also there. What a pair that is. If you had a pair like Carson and Taylor, would you open?
Carson really reminds me an awful lot on the inside of the great linebacker we had at Kansas City, Willie Lanier. Willie was a terrific football player, and the two of them are very simple.
A pickup by Montgomery of 4 yards. Second down and 6. There's Harry Carson, Pro Bowler last year. Second and 6. Isn't that something? Bill Neal got through, number 77. I just kind of think that, am I wrong? Hank Jaworski looks like he's half asleep out there.
No, he was trying to read on the left side, Jack. They had it faded. They had it covered. He didn't have a place to throw the football. And he got sacked. Bill Neal, number 77, good penetration. Watch him. Watch Jaworski back in the pocket. He's trying to throw the ball left side. They got it covered in good shape. And there's a leak inside. And he's sacked on the play. Bill Neal, number 77, makes the tackle.
Yeah, well, how long can they pass block for?
Well, he can't throw the ball just to be thrown to Jack. He's got to have somebody open. Nobody was open except the coaches on the sideline.
Another bad snap. 3rd and 13. Good running by Giamona, but he doesn't get it. Now he fumbles, and the Eagles come away with it, and they'll have a chance to punt. He came up short of a first down by about 4 yards. Brian Kelly, Bill Neal in on the defensive play. So the Eagles, after getting a break, are unable to do anything with it. And all day long, we've seen Runager into punt. And Leon Bright back to good.
The opportunities the Eagles have had have really been down deep in their own territory. They haven't had a chance to get good field position. They haven't had it all afternoon. And they're still in a situation now where they have to kick. And you have to give the Giants an awful lot of credit. They're doing a great job defensively and putting a lot of pressure on the offense for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Runager will try to thump it high. Bright's going to get another chance to return it from the 19. 30. Oh, boy, he'd have gone a lot further. Loose ball, but they whistle it dead. Where's that official? Almost got run over. They whistle it dead at the New York 34-yard. They got to kick out of the official dancing out of the way.
You know, Flowers, number 37, is putting a lot of pressure on the kicker, and for that reason, here we see this return by Bright.
Perry Harrington made the hit. And he was down.
He was down, no question about that. The ground cannot force a fumble.
10:05 left in the third quarter. The Giants are at their own 34. Well, we just saw Max Runager punt for the 7th time. And the Giants are at their 34-yard line. Wolfolk is out. Carpenter's alone, step back. 3 wide receivers. And look at the penetration. That time a flag goes down. Ken Clark, the nose guard, came bursting through. And he took Carpenter down for a loss. And a holding call against New York. That's a penalty which is seldom declined. Hank, the next time the Eagles get the ball, I wouldn't be surprised. In fact, I was told before the game that it might happen, that Joe Pisarcik will come in at the quarterback spot.
He might, but I will be surprised if he does.
Well, you won't be, or you will be, and I won't be. Let's see what happens.
Offense, number 59. Holding.
The call is against the rookie center, Rich Humphrey. They turn the penalty down, and they take the loss on the play, 2nd and 13.
Jaworski has a little bit more maneuverability about him than Pisarcik, and I think when you're trying to play catch-up football, you better have somebody who can move a little bit back there who's playing quarterback.
2nd down. Look at there. Nice throw with a first down to midfield and beyond. Down to the 46-yard line of Philadelphia. Bernard Wilson, Herman Edwards tackled him.
It looks like they can do that anytime they want to. As deep as the defensive backs of the Eagles are playing, and all the room in the world, and especially on first down. They did it early in the game. Now they come back and do it again. But they make it look easy, this time in front of Herman Edwards, number 46.
Eagles played it the same way last week against St. Louis.
They did. You're right.
And they lost. Ernest Gray hauled that one in for a first down to the 47 of the Eagles.
Look at all the room on this left side.
And play to Carpenter. And he's inside the 40. And he got big yards, 8 yards on the carry. Herman Edwards tackled in. Carpenter, a holdout, just got back into action last week.
It's a counter play again with Carpenter, double tight end. Goes through the hole in good shape. Edwards is out in front. Finally makes the tackle. Does not wrap his arms around him at all. Hits him with the shoulder pads, but knocks him down. Bob Carpenter, number 26, played his collegiate football at Miami of Ohio.
He's a handful at 230 pounds. Second down and 2. 8:40 left in the third quarter. Giants leading 17-7. Carpenter's trying to get the first down. He does. And then he's driven back. He got about 3 yards. Bruner, by the way, is 11 out of 19, 206 yards. Gray has caught 4, and so the Giants are doing very well without Johnny Perkins. He was poked in the eye last week, and he didn't even suit up today. Bunting and Harrison made that tackle. Harrison is the fellow who was injured right at the end of the half. After the season, he's back in there.
When those defensive backs are playing, I'd throw another one right out in front or inside of those defensive backs because they're playing very deep. And number 27 is playing a left corner, Richard Blackmore. They're off about 10 yards.
Ball at the Eagle 36. Big run to the 20 by Carpenter. They missed a lot of tackles, and he took advantage of it. Jerry Robinson finally stopped him at the Eagle 20-yard line, and it looks now like the Eagles are ready to be fought.
Yeah, and the offensive line does a good job of creating a hole for Carpenter. Carpenter does an excellent job of running, going through would-be tacklers. Edwards misses the tackle, and he finally tackled from behind. But a beautiful run by Carpenter, and good blocking at the point of attack. Carpenter so far is 10 for 34, and doing an excellent job. And I want to say something, too. Bill Austin, the offensive line coach, has really done an excellent job with the offensive line, I think, of the New York Giants.
Well, Cliff Chapman had just checked in, and Wolfo came back in with him. Bruner turned around. He didn't like the play that was called or the personnel who were on the field at the moment. We have 7:09 left in the third quarter, and the Giants are at the Philadelphia 20. Ball at the 20-yard line. Mulledy and Shirk, the 2 tight ends are in there, and Carpenter's in there now. We give to Carpenter. And a fine defensive play was made by Franklin Master. He made him head up, and Dennis Harrison helped take him down. Take that, says LeMaster. 6:55 left in the third quarter. Hank, you were talking about the offensive line of the Giants.
Yeah, really, Bill Austin has done a good job with these young people. Brad Benson, for example, is a free agent. He's a left tackle. Billy Ard is an 8th-round draft choice at 81. Humphrey's a rookie. Turner's a free agent. And Gordon King, the right tackle, number 72, is the number 1 draft choice. So, really, they're not a big, strong blowout kind of a line. They're finesse blocking, and they're doing a good job.
No gain on the last play. We'll still call it 2nd and 10. Bruner outside, and it is good for some yards to Gary Shirk. He called only 2 passes previously, but that's not an easy pass to throw.
Well, that time, again, they were double covered on the outside, and in spite of that, they got the ball short to the tight end, Gary Shirk, number 87.
4 yards. You were talking about that offensive line. They also have a rookie on the Giants squad out of Wake Forest, a tackle by the name of Rich Baldinger. They may think he's going to be terrific, too.
But even he's a 10th-round draft choice, Jack. You know, so they really don't have 1 and 2 draft choices playing in the offensive line like some of the premium lines in the league.
Shira's in the defensive backfield. Bruner sees it wide open. Oh, and a saving tackle was made from behind.
Carl Harrison saved the day with that tackle, number 78.
And then Harvey Armstrong came along.
Here we see it from another angle. Bruner back in the pocket. Jumps up into the pocket. And look at number 68. Harrison makes the tackle.
So Bruner ran down to the 12. And a field goal tried by Joe DeMello.
4th and 2. He's got to kick the field goal. Fans want him to go for it, but he has to kick the field goal.
It'll be a 29-yard try. Now that may give the Giants the first down. It was 4th and 2, unless they were drawn offside. It is a procedure call against the Giants. They were drawn offside, and it'll be a field goal try from a little deeper. 5:33 left in the third quarter. A little argument there by the Giant players, but the decision had already been made. I think the call was against Billy Ard, the left guard, as he moved prematurely after being in the three-point stance. Danello's job with Bruner holding. More difficult. 35-yard try. He got one earlier from 37 yards. This is good. Well, those are the first points in the second half. And the Giants now have a 13-point advantage with 5:29 remaining in the third quarter. We'll kick off with Joe Danello, and the Eagles will get it and then test the Giants defense, and they're terrific against the pass. They've been all year.
Yeah, they're number one. They're tied for number one, which is easy to understand the way they're playing today.
And they are number 7 overall with their total defense. Wally Henry is deep along with Mel Hoover.
You know, it's surprising. They're 14th against the run, but it does look like it the way the Eagles have not been able to run here this afternoon.
And that's strange with a guy like Montgomery. Wally Henry from the 4. 10, 15, 20. Didn't get to the 25. Special teams doing great work for the Giants. In fact, not much lacking on the part of the Giants. Downfield to make the tackle is Joe McLaughlin, the linebacker, and Jaworski will try to get them rolling. They're still in the game, Hank.
Yeah, there's no question. They've had 3 good field position opportunities and came away with only 3 points. I'd be concerned about that if I were the Giants.
Tomorrow, plenty of action on CBS Sports, commencing with the NFL today at 12:30. The one on top there, Tampa Bay at the Jets. The Jets are going to have their hands full. The Redskins at St. Louis, Detroit at Green Bay, New Orleans at Atlanta, and Chicago at Seattle. Check your local listings for the games tomorrow on CBS. Jaworski, a first down pass, and Carmichael has it for a first down to his 45. Made it look easy.
Yeah, there was a strong side zone, meaning they double cover the outside receiver. Carmichael was in the slot. He went right down the numbers. Here we see it coming right at us. A beautiful throw inside. Look at that seam. right down the numbers. That's the open area. Got the ball right on the number 3 catch for Harold Carmichael.
6'8", 225. He knew he was going to get whacked, and he took that ball away. First down at the 45 of Philadelphia. Still very much in the game, though they trail 20-7. Lost to Harrington. And they got only a couple. And tackling by McGriff, Tabor, and others. Going to pick up of 3 yards, and Giant player Bill Neal is down on the deck. And being tended to, stops the clock with 4:27 left in the third quarter. The Eagles haven't scored in this third quarter, and they trail by the score of 20-7. They have a first down now. With regard to the injury, perhaps you want to make your own guess.
And he's really been playing great, really. He's number 5 draft choice from the University of Pittsburgh, 6'4", 255, second-year pro, and he's really been very outstanding on the nose of the center.
Obviously, he was wearing a knee brace beforehand, and now he has been shaken up, and apparently they're tending to the knee. 4:27 left in the third quarter, 2nd and 7 Eagles when we resume. Jaworski, 11 out of 18 for 173 yards, but they have sacked him 5 times thus far. And that has really hurt the progress of the Eagles. When they have an injury like this, the officials give the team all the time. Boy, it hurts today. They give the team all the time they deem necessary to give the player the proper medical attention. You know, Hank, it's hard to believe that when this weekend is over of football, there are only 3 games left for each team in the regular season.
Yeah, you're right. It really is hard to understand, or hard to believe, I should say, because all of a sudden we came back after the strike, and it's like a playoff deal, and winning and losing is so vitally important.
Well, Bill Neal is up and walking off. Now we'll cross our fingers for you, Bill. I want to say a prayer for you if our viewers are so inclined. I hope it turns out well. By the way, a happy Hanukkah season to all of our Jewish viewers here this afternoon on CBS. That timeout was charged to the officials. 4:27 left in the third quarter. Giants on top, 20-7. And that slowed the Eagles. The nose guard for the Giants.
Free agent at the University of Miami.
Second down. Giants show the blitz, and they are blitzing. They're going after Jaworski. Dumps it off quickly to Montgomery. Here's a big play. Inside the 40-yard line. Montgomery slid away from a tackler and got big yards and a first down.
He slid away from Taylor, who came all the way over from the right side and over to this left sideline. Look at the range he's got. Hunt, number 57, is blitzing. And watch Taylor. I hope we see him in the picture. Right linebacker coming all the way over from the other side. There's Carson being blocked. And watch Taylor come into the pit. Here he is. Taylor from the right side comes all the way over and makes the play on the sideline. What an amazing athlete he is.
Ball of the New York 39.
He's the last two to take care of him.
Like a windup to him, man. He goes all over the place. 3:56 left in the third quarter. He feels going good now.
I'm surprised they haven't worked on Terry Jackson a little bit more. There it is.
There's the pass, quick to Jackson. Jackson was playing a little bit off of the rookie receiver, Mike Quick, and he hauled him in. He's wearing gloves, Hank. You don't like that, do you?
No, I don't. No, I don't. I think you have a lot better feel. And here we see him again. Here's Mike Quick coming off the line of scrimmage. You don't even see Taylor. There he is. Jackson in the picture. He's finally in the picture. Makes the tackle, but I think they'd give him a little bit more business on the other side.
A pickup of 8 and second down and 2. Eagles are still in this game. All they need is 2 touchdowns. They trail 20-7.
And they haven't had good field position all afternoon. If they start getting some position, they can be back in business.
With 2 tight ends, here's the halfback pass by Giamona to Carmichael, and it's intercepted at the 2-yard line by Jackson. That's his second of the day, his third of the year. Carmichael tried to go up and take it away from him with a 6'8" of his, but Jackson, the little guy, at 5'11", got up and took it away.
Yeah, there's no way in the world. They have 3 guys around Jack. Carmichael that time, Jack. 3 people on the option pass. Giamona throwing the ball to his right. He had no chance whatsoever unless one of those defensive back had a heart attack. Look at 3 of them. 3 of them around Carmichael. There's no way you can make that catch unless it popped up into the air and Carmichael get on the rebound. And it's intercepted, and they're right back in trouble.
I said yesterday when we were talking to Dick Vermeil about that option pass, you see a lot of funny things happen when those halfbacks throw the ball. Not always good things.
Well, the worst thing about it is you call it an option pass, but it is not an option because they make up their mind they're going to throw the ball and who they're going to throw it to, and usually it's very, very tough play to complete.
Very little by Rob Carpenter in the arms of Ken Clark. Yeah, the halfbacks, they'll throw it. You can bet they're going to throw it.
It's like having a neon sign on the helmet saying, I'm going to throw a pass this time, because they don't fake it well. The only guy that really did it great, Eddie Podolak did it great for us, and also Paul Horning was the master at it at Green Bay.
I was going to mention Horning. No game by Carpenter on that last carry. Well, they got him the yards. Second down and 9. From the 2.5 minutes left in the third quarter. This is the rookie Fittings in motion. Carpenter. He's a determined runner. It'll be third down. John Bunting was first there, number 95.
He's a heart runner. He really is. Nate Valentine, number 26. Rob Carpenter. He loves to play.
A face mask, and that gives the Giants a first down.
Look at the hole open up on the right side. Look at the big seam. He gets through there in good shape, good blocking at the point of attack. Billy Ard does a good job. Humphrey does a good job. Turner, all 3 of whom do a good job and provided him with running room right up the middle.
Now the Giants have come out to their 14-yard line.
Hit to the outside over here, Jack.
Carpenter again. For a couple. That'll take us down to 2:10 left in the third quarter, and the Giants leading 20-7. The Eagles were rolling pretty well until Giamona threw the ball and Jackson intercepted. Jerry Robinson made that tackle. We haven't been able to mention his name very often, have we?
No, we haven't. We surely haven't. But he last week made 18 tackles, according to what Dick Vermeil told us with our meeting with him yesterday.
The ball at the 16, second down. Out of Delaware. Carpenter trying to get outside. Ooh, the Eagles were all over him, weren't they?
Yeah, counterplay again. Now, the last two times they ran that from double tight, a counterplay with Carpenter, they did a good job and did a much better job of blocking. That time, they did not block it well, and for that reason, Carpenter does not get yardage on a play, and number 51, Reggie Wilkes, did a good job, the right linebacker.
Bill Neal, the nose guard of the Giants, has a sprained knee. He will not be back. He looks like he's still hurting.
Yeah, he does.
1:08 left in the third quarter. Clock running. Third down and 6. There it is. First down to Gray. Across the 30-yard line. Jerry Robinson tackled him there.
And Carl Harrison, number 78, got penetration. He looks downfield, can't believe it. Another first down. Here they have double coverage on Gray. Look at it, but he goes inside. He gets a little shove. The inside is vulnerable. They double the outside, which means the middle is open. He gets the ball right at the numbers. And Robinson, who we just talked about a minute ago, made the tackle, number 56.
Well, the Giants have come away from almost their own goal line. From the 1-yard line, they're out to their own 31. And they're filling the Eagles with possession. Carpenter seldom fumbles the ball. He's good for a couple of yards on first down, and that will be the final play of the third quarter. The score at the half was 17-7. Jerry Robinson made another tackle, and so the Giants get the only points in the third quarter on a Joe Donato field goal. Now we're down to 3-2-1. The Giants, when we resume, will have second and 8 from their own 33. Looking at a team that may be 1-5. 15 minutes of playing time from now. Giants, Carpenter started outside, cuts inside across the 35. It'll be third and long for New York as we start the fourth quarter. Jerry Robinson, another tackle. Scott Bruner. It looks like 13 out of 21, 220 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's been sacked 4 times.
It looks like the Eagles are doing a better job of getting off the ball defensively at this stage of the game than they did earlier. And they're pursuing and making better reactions on the run.
Ellis checks in. Dennis DeBon is in defensively for Philadelphia.
Now the tight end or the back, if they throw the ball, something in the middle.
Third and 6. Runner throws, and the tight end is there. Mulledy. You call it, Hank. How was he able to get clear out to the New York 47?
Well, the way the coverage was, here again, he's got plenty of time to throw the ball. Carpenter blocks to the right side. Bruner's got plenty of time, steps up into the pocket, throws outside. But one of the two, they had 2 tight ends in the game at that time. Mulledy, number 81, finally makes the tackle.
Mansfield was there defensively also. Picture of Mulledy. He is out of southwest Memphis.
Surprised they don't throw out here on the right side more than they have because they've got so much room.
Woolfolk was back in there, and where's that Carpenter again? That's Carpenter again. Yep. I wonder why Woolfolk hasn't come back yet.
I don't know. He must be hurt, or and Richard Blackmore is playing the left cornerback, and Roy Neil Young has not been playing.
Carl Hairston, Jerry Robinson in there defensively, and there was a loss of a half a yard by Carpenter. We'll still call it second down and 10. 13-10 left in the game. Giants leading 20-7 over Philadelphia. The Eagles trying to get the ball back somehow. Bruner looks left and throws to the sideline. The pass is caught to the 49. Will be third and long. Mulledy a diving catch. Hank, you were talking about him throwing over here to the right side. You were right. That play is wide open, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. It surely is. And that time they double both outside receivers again. There you see Ray Perkins, fine young coach of the New York Giants, Bill Austin to his right. And, of course, Perkins calls all the plays from the sideline, sends in hand signals. One of his coaches sends in the signals.
Third down and 6. Good back. Blackmore. Charo. Hands to it. Third and 6. In the middle, and it is caught. Star has been born here this afternoon at Giant Stadium. That was Floyd Eddings, the rookie. He's been burning up the P-patch all afternoon.
He had a very good catch that time. Blackmore, number 27. Here we see another shot of it. The important thing, they had a blitz, but they picked it up well. Look at that. Blackmore, number 27, made a diving attempt to make the interception, but in spite of that, Eddings, number 88, maintained good concentration and sucked the ball right out of the air.
And how many has he caught today?
Well, he caught 4 for 133 yards, Jack.
12:15 left in the game, and Carpenter gets a couple at the most. The Giants have scored in each of the periods of this game. The Eagles were ahead at one time, 7-3, but they've been blank since the first quarter. Ken Clark made that tackle, their nose guard, number 71. Look at that Gordon King. As we take a look at the coach, Perkins. You got to be smart to play this game.
I'll tell you something, 6'6", 276.
Who, Perkins?
If he was that big, he'd still be playing. He wouldn't be coaching.
You're talking about Gordon King, the right tackle, number 72. He's a big dude.
Yeah, played his collegiate football at Stanford.
It is second down and 9. Carpenter again ran into Clark. You know, these fans, I guess these fans want excitement. They don't want a victory, they want excitement. You know, their club is ahead 20-7, and they want them to take chances.
Well, they want both. They want excitement, and here comes Woolfolk.
Hooray, say the fans. Come on, give us the money's worth. Woolfolk, a home state boy. We are in the state of New Jersey, and he's from, well, he's about 70 cents away on the toll highway here. 11 minutes exactly left. Backs for the Eagles on third down and 9. Going after him. Yeah, the blitz is on. Brunner still has time. And a first down. Down near the 11-yard line, and there's Eddings again. The star is born.
Number 88. Here he comes. In motion. Roynell Young covering. Licks him across the field. He's got great speed, 4.3 speed, makes the catch, and another big first down for the New York Giants. Boy, what a day. What a beautiful start for Floyd Eddings, number 88. Played his collegiate football at the University of California.
He comes out to the right side.
And he had 2 knee operations that everybody laid off. He was a free agent. And you have to give the Giant organization an awful lot of credit for bringing him along like they have.
Carpenter dives inside the 10 to the 8. You've got to feel happy, no matter who you're rooting for. For a fellow like Eddings, he's going to have a big steak and a baked potato tonight. And
yeah, he's going to walk the dog tonight.
Walking the dog, that's what it is. 9:50 left in the contest. Tackle made by Leonard Mitchell and Randy Logan. Second down and 8 for the Giants. They're trying to go in for what very well could be the clincher in this game. They lead 20-7. Ball is at the 8. They could get a first down without getting a touchdown. Here again, going deep and hauled down on a very strong tackle, and Logan came up and took him down. He's a strong safety, and the fans are still booing. It's going to be third down and long, 3rd and 13.
Logan, number 41, he's like a linebacker playing strong safety, gets good penetration. Here's the shot from a different angle again. Look at him. Carpenter coming to the right side. He has no chance whatsoever. Tries to use a straight arm, but he has no success with it. But Randy Logan, number 41, gets good penetration. Plays collegiate football at Michigan, 10-year pro. He's a safety and is a good one.
Ball is at the Eagle 13. It's 3rd and 13. Motion by Eddings. And a delay to Carpenter. Picked off in midair and tackled, and it's 4th and long, and here comes Danello. And tackle. The fans still don't like the approach of the Giants. I don't know what they want. You know, if the Giants get the 3 points now and make it 23-7, the Eagles are going to need 2 touchdowns plus to win, and we only have 18 left in the game. The clock is running. So this field goal would just about do it. And just about bury the Eagles for the year.
If Canelo kicks this field goal, he might go fishing next week.
This will be a 34-yard try, and he really pumped it. It's good. 34 yards by Joe Danilo. That's his 3rd field goal of the day. 37, 35, 34. It's 23-7 in favor of the Giants with 8 minutes left. Of it until today, but now he's kicked field goals of 37, 35, and just now 29 yards. There's Wally Henry trying to stay loose. The other deep return man is Mel Hoover.
I can understand now, after talking to Dick Vermeil and watching his team, I can understand why he has been so concerned. Jack, really, this team has not played with the same personality that it's expressed the last couple of years. There's not the enthusiasm, the fire, the spark that we've seen in the past.
And here is Mel Hoover taking the ball and coming out to the 20-yard line. Hank, you know how long that drive was of the Giants? And it really, a flag goes down as the hit is made. The Giants ran 18 plays, 88 yards, and kept the ball for 10 minutes and 1 second.
That's what you love as a coach, to be able to stand on that sideline and not have to worry about the other team having the football. Just keep it, moving the chains, getting first downs. That's what it's all about. But you'd like at the end to be able to come away with a touchdown, but if you can't do that, of course, you have to be satisfied with 3.
There's a penalty marked off against the Eagles, and Jaworski and company will have to start at their own 11.
Number 63, illegal block, above the waist, first down.
The culprit that time.
Here you see it. A good picture of it. Look at the clip. Number 53 of the Philadelphia Eagles. And that is... We don't have it. Who is it?
A phantom.
The mystery guest.
Jaworski threw it right into double coverage, and he tried to force the ball to Carmichael with 7:49 left. Van Pelt was there, and Harry Carson. He really got up on top. He threw a fastball that time, and nobody could catch it. Fortunately for Jaworski, Van Pelt leaves. They put in the extra back. Short, Spagnola, the tight end, dances out of 1 tackle, and he gained 5 or 6 yards on the play.
Hunt was blitzing that time, number 57, a linebacker, but he got rid of the ball just in time, or else he'd have gotten the shot from number 57, Byron Hunt, who played his collegiate football at SMU.
3rd down and 3 coming up. The score is 23-7. There's Dick Vermeil. He'll be 1-5 apparently when this afternoon is over. Maybe scratching his head a little more, wondering what in the world has happened. We're coming up on the 7-minute mark left in the game. 3rd and 3. Jaworski throws, and it is caught. And a little Giamona came back and caught the ball. He really helped Jaworski out with that move.
Yeah, he's a tough little guy, and he knew where he had to go and what he had to do. Here's another shot at it from a different angle. Watch Giamona. He sees pressure on the outside, stops, and makes the catch. Enough yardage for the first down. Good play by Giamona, number 33.
And Courier on the bottom of the tackle.
He played his collegiate football at Utah State.
Does he know the coach?
Yes.
6:20 left in the game. Incomplete. Trying to get it out to the rookie Mike Quick. Jaworski looking to the bench for pretty picture.
You need a glove for that one.
Beasley Reese was their covering.
What about Jim Moore and the coach?
Well, they're related.
I know they are.
Well, he earned his pay. 6:15 left in the game.
He's playing because he can play, not because he's a relative.
Second down and 10 from the Eagles' 23-yard line. Out short, and Wilbert Montgomery gets out to the 34. The Eagles have not picked up a first down rushing all day. They have only a few yards rushing to show for the entire afternoon.
An incredible 40 yards rushing. And going into the game, this is what they wanted to do. They felt they had to do a better job of rushing the football. Coming into the game, Montgomery has only carried the ball 10 times per game. That's not enough, but he hasn't done much this afternoon when he did have the opportunity to run the football.
5:40 left, clock running, 3rd and 4 for the Eagles. Their own 29-yard line.
Illegal, 42. Philadelphia, refused.
They're taking this looking in kind of a nonchalant way, aren't they?
That's my impression the entire afternoon. I talked to some people who've seen some of the Eagles' home games, and those fans have really been after them over there for that very item you're talking about. Well, they declined the penalty. It's 4th down, and Roniger is hunting again. And back to get it is Leon Bright.
He just have a whole home attitude. It was very obvious.
Roniger's kick is not too hot. What kind of a bounce is he going to get out of bounds? Out of bounds at the Giant 48-yard line with 5:17 remaining. So the Giants have the lead, 23-7. They get the ball back at their own 48. All they have to do is take care of 5 minutes and 17 seconds. The Giants will kind of grind it out. Gray goes in motion. Here's Carpenter. Follows his blocks and gets a few yards. He's very good at using those blockers. You think the Giants haven't stopped the Eagles today? The Eagles have had to punt the ball 8 times.
Yeah, I'm just amazed. You know, the amazing thing about it is, really, the Eagles came into the game 3rd in all total offense, 12 rushing, but 2 passing, but they really haven't done anything at all offensively, and they certainly haven't done anything defensively.
We have 4:40 left in the game, and it is 2nd down and 6.
The Eagles in the past have been kind of a make-it-happen kind of a team. Offensively and defensively, they haven't made anything happen here this afternoon.
Not a thing. Carpenter right, now Carpenter left, and he drives 230 pounds down to the 45 of the Eagles. It'll be 3rd and 3 with Frank LeMaster making the defensive play, and when we get down to the tail end of this game, the Eagles are not going to be at all interested in prolonging the affair.
And really, you know, this Eagle team, the personality has always been they played with their heart in their sleeve. And now they're playing with their heart in their pocket, looks like, Jack, because they really don't, really, I'm just amazed because it's such a contrast of what their personality has been the last couple of years. And I can understand now, again, why Dick is so concerned about what's going on.
They're down in 3. Turner's going to put it up. And it's time off of Mullity's hands and incomplete with Wilson chasing after it. 4th down. Stops the clock, 3:46 left. Reggie Wilkes with back there pass defending.
You think I ought to see Perkins after the game, after the question he asked me yesterday? He asked me who...
He said, Hank, who do you think is going to win the game? Hank said the Eagles. There's Dave Jennings. He's about due to thump one. Of course, it's well within his range. He'll try for out of bounds, and he's kicked the ball prior to today out of bounds 10 times inside the 20. He hangs this one a mile high, and it goes, well, it bounces on the 1 and into the end zone. That's a dead ball there. And a touchback. 3:34. Well, 3:33 left in the game. The Eagles have to go from their 20, and they're way behind. The score is 23-7. Quite a few of the fans have left, but don't you go away. We'll tell you more about these two teams. On 20, the Eagles will use a formation with no tight ends. What did the New York coach tell you about no tight ends yesterday?
Well, he said that it's so difficult to get a tight end who had the kind of speed that you needed to get deep, that he kind of prompted to go to a 3 wide receiver offense, and really it makes a lot of sense.
He said, I'm ready to forget. using a tight end at all.
And with a guy like Eddings, I'd be willing to forget it too. And when I asked about Eddings yesterday, all he did was roll his eyes and say, "When do you see this guy run?"
Here's Jaworski, sacked again. Dumps it off. The whistle had sounded. He was in the grasp of Tabor, and the play is dead. Another sack of the Philadelphia quarterback.
Here we see another shot of it from the end zone this time.
That's the 7th time they got him.
And this time it's Tabor, number 80, the defensive right end.
Hank, the pass blocking appears to be pretty good for the most part. He just can't find anybody to throw to.
Yeah, they're covering the receivers well, and he's just taking too much time. He can't throw the ball. They're not open. And as a result, he gets winds up getting sacked.
Smith, quick, Carmichael are the wide receivers. 2nd down and 16. Carmichael takes it, and it is ruled complete out to the 19-yard line. He had the ball and dropped it as he went out of bounds. Kelly complains. The linebacker, Terry Jackson, hit Carmichael. And it's going to be 3rd down and 11 with 2:57 left. Jennings of the Giants, by the way, has punted 4 times, and Runniger of the Eagles has punted 8 times.
He's going to have a sore leg tomorrow.
You can judge for yourself whether Carmichael did have possession.
He makes the catch on the outside.
He put it away.
Yeah, Jackson hits him, knocks him out of bounds. He has possession. I think it's a good call.
3rd down and 10. And incomplete. Looks like Courier. Courier it was, the strong safety. Along with Haynes in on the coverage, but Courier was the first to touch it. And Runniger is going to kick for the 9th time this afternoon. 9 kicks. We've seen an awful lot of Leon Bright. These Giant fans love it. This will get them to the 300 mark, the 500 mark, with a record of 3-3. Make the Eagles 1-5. The Giants won't do anything about it. Just let them kick it. Leastwise, they should with 2:51 remaining. A fine kick by Runniger. It drives right all the way back to the 29. He slips and goes down after returning it for 11 yards out to his 38-yard line. There is a flag down back upfield. Covering for the Eagles was Zach Valentine.
Well, we thought we'd see a first here with Bright signaling for a fair catch, and we still haven't seen it. And really, there's no need to today.
And a bad block by the Giants will cost them some yards. 2:39 remaining. Next game for New York. They will have another test a week from tomorrow at Washington.
On the run back, number 46. Rock above the waist. 1st down.
And the Giants still have a game remaining at St. Louis. The Eagles are going to play Houston on December 19th. And apparently they'll go into that game with a record of 1-5. But in the season. Here's the running play by Carpenter, starting from his own 29-yard line. There was Woolfolk carrying at that time. He got a couple of yards. And there's Dick Vermeil. Boy, he's got to be completely perplexed. We talked to him yesterday. He said, "What's wrong?" He said, "I don't really know."
And he's still sleeping in the office till 3 o'clock in the morning. He said last week he was there twice. What's it? Murder, isn't it?
Yeah, he works. It's not time or preparation. We're coming up to the 2-minute mark. The Eagles still do not have a rushing first down. And they've been outdone in the first down department 19-9. And no rushing first downs. You would think that's impossible with a fellow like Wilbert Montgomery in your lineup. We have exactly 2 minutes left. The Eagles scored in the first quarter, and they picked up no points since. And they trail 23-7. Stram, we've seen how bad the Eagles are. Let me ask you, how good are the Giants?
I think you have, I think anytime that you play well defensively, and that's exactly what they're doing, you've always got a chance to be a good team. They've improved themselves tremendously offensively, by the acquisition of Woolfolk and also Carpenter coming back. And when Eddings gets into the lineup and continues to play, they're going to provide some more spark offensively. They're getting better and better.
Here's Carpenter trying to go wide, and he just can't do that. As Hank pointed out earlier, it's going to be 3rd down and 10 coming up. You know, the Giants really haven't had 2 running backs like Woolfolk and Carpenter since 1970 when they had Ron Johnson and Tucker Frederickson. You remember that pair, don't you?
No question about that. They were super. And, of course, another thing with the Giants coming defensively, Gary Jeter's going to be back here in a couple of weeks.
The Eagles call a timeout, and each team has 2 remaining, as you saw, and we have 1:48 left. Tonight on CBS begins with Walt Disney, followed by the CBS Saturday night movie, Cry for the Strangers. It should be Cry for the Eagles. That's tonight on CBS. What would you do if you had the Eagles in your hand? What would you try to change, Hank?
Oh, it's hard to tell unless you're right there at the scene. There's not a finer coach in the National Football League than Dick Vermeil. If there's anything that anybody can do, he would certainly do it. Sometimes it's just very hard to put your finger on it. Like psychologically, he said, you know, when they started back this fall, he said that the one thing they wanted to do was improve their passing offense and be more dramatic and more artistic offensively and do a better job of passing. He felt good about the defense, and he, for some reason, thinks that the defense, you know, psychologically just felt, well, we're there. We don't have to improve without saying it. They work the same way, but they just hadn't played the same way.
It's 3rd down and 10, 17 out of 26 for Scott Brunner. He's been sacked 4 times. They stay on the ground to keep the clock going. And takes us down to 1:41, and it stops there, and the Eagles employ another timeout, and they have 1 remaining. Carl Hairston was there.
There we see Ron Earhart just came into the picture along with Bill Austin, 2 fine assistant coaches of the New York Giants.
Now Dave Jennings is going to come in and punt the ball for the 5th time. You know that youngster Floyd Eddings, E-D-D-I-N-G-S, Eddings, the rookie. There's Jennings coming in. Has caught 5 passes for 148 yards, and he's made his presence felt for the first time in the National Football League. Jennings, a premier punter.
And Eddings is not very large. He's 5'11", 177.
This is a chance, an opportunity for Jennings to really air it out. The line of scrimmage is the 30. He'll take the snap 15 yards deep and pump it away, and back is Wally Henry. The Eagles probably will make a big rush at the kicker. 1:41 left. Just want to make sure the kick is not blocked. Jennings will punch it off at the 20-yard line. Boom. Not too good. And Henry takes it on the 38. Spun down at the 41-yard line. Special teams led by Flowers again. Brother, he's made some tackles downfield. Larry Flowers, number 37, downfield. He is reckless coming down that field. 1:30 left.
And talking about reckless, you know, the other thing that we didn't mention, but we ought to touch on, Jack, the Eagles came into the game with only 18 penalties. That's not enough. That means you're not playing nearly as aggressively as you should. On the other side, the Giants came into the game with 25 penalties, but I always like to have a lot of penalties, really and truly, because it meant that we were playing aggressively and making something happen.
There was a 32-yard punt, a 2-yard return. The Eagles have the final minute and 30 seconds to do something about a 23-7 deficit and try to end this game on a high note. 3-man rush. I'll be darned, they sacked him. It's a fumble, and the Eagles get it back. He doesn't have someplace to throw the ball, right?
He's getting just enough pressure, Jack, where he, you know, wants to step up into the pocket and throw the ball, and there's a leak someplace, and he just hasn't been able to throw it.
Whoa, a high snap, he handles it. Sings it out here, and they drop it. That's something he didn't need. That's something Jaworski and the Eagles did not need. 58 seconds left in the game. The Eagles have 1 timeout left. And Mr. Jaworski has been visited by the Giants frequently today.
On 8 occasions.
Sacked 8 times. It's 3rd down and 14 coming up. The score at the half, the Giants, after trailing in 1 time 7-3, scored score at the half was the Giants ahead 17-7. Ordinarily, the Eagles have been a strong finishing team.
I tell you something, you have to give the Giants a lot of credit. They're coming on and doing a good job.
Here's a screen to Montgomery. He drops. And it's fourth down. You know, Leonard Toews last week, the owner of the Philadelphia Eagles, said, why don't you guys take another vote and go on strike again? That's what the owner said. I wonder what he'll say today.
He might insist on it after this one.
Oh, dear. What a terrible afternoon they've had, man.
Yeah, I feel a sense of compassion for this football team because 2 years ago they were in the Super Bowl, and it's a tough thing to go through, and it's hard to put your finger on it sometimes, but it happens, and I know what Dick Vermeil and his fine coaching staff are going through, trying to figure it out.
Here's another punt by Max Runiger. This is his 10th kick of the day. Looks like a clinic. Leon Bright is back together. And he'll return another one. There's no downfield coverage. And he's out across the 45-yard line with 41 seconds left. Here's the schedule for tomorrow. Check the local listing for the game in your area.
The Bay Buccaneers and their defense. They've got an excellent offense, too. A great tight end in Jimmy Giles, Kevin House, Jones, good running backs, and a great quarterback in Doug Woody.
Well, the fellows might as well shake hands out there because the Eagles, trailing 23-7, are not going to stop the clock. And the 23-7 final results with the Giants going to 3-3, and the Eagles are 1-5. The executive producer of NFL football is Terry O'Neill. Today's game produced by Charles H. Melvin III and directed by Joe Assetti. Associate producer, Mike Arnold. Well, for the Philadelphia Rooters, you know how you feel. And the Giant fans are turned on because they think their team's headed for the playoffs again, as they did last year when, by the way, they defeated the Eagles in the wild card game.
And Billy Parcells said yesterday, I think we're coming on. They're trying to make a move. And I think today's an indication they definitely are on the move.
Even as the game is over, these fans are yelling defense, defense. They know what they saw here today.
They're good fans. They've been around a long time, and they've seen a lot of good defense, and they appreciate the great job the Giants are doing. And they're going to get better and better offensively as they go along in the course of the season.
And the Eagles have to try to put it all back together to take on Houston 1 week from tomorrow. And the Giants will be visiting Washington 1 week from tomorrow. As we said, for these two teams you just saw, there are only 3 games left during the regular season. And of course, the new playoff system with 8 teams from each conference in the Super Bowl tournament. And Mr. Musburger is going to take it from us over here in Giant Stadium as soon as he is set. There's the final score once again. Philadelphia scored in the first quarter, and they were blanked the remainder of the way. And the Giants, with 3 field goals by DeMello, had points in each of the periods here this afternoon. Okay.